There it is. So you guys watched me and Sabino, or Sabino helped me tack this last night. I was supposed to go ham on this damn kit yesterday. I had all day. I fire up the welder, open up my tank, and the sucker's empty. I had enough to tack that. And I could have probably done one weld, maybe, but I did not want to risk running out of gas halfway through a weld. That sucks. So today, I'm going to tack this one, pull this section out, weld it, and then see how much more welds I can get out on this kit. Hopefully get all of them done really on the hot side. That would be nice. Anyways, let's get to it. So all these things that I'm welding obviously are stainless steel, and it's got to be back purged. Now, when I back purge, as you've seen some of the stuff I've been doing, I use tin foil. But basically, the longer your piece is, the more you have to back purge. I didn't want to have to tack this twice, so I made it in one. But I guess the proper way of back purging is with a little they sell like these little plugs for it, but I haven't bought any. But what I'm thinking I'm gonna do to save myself some argon is roll up a ball of aluminum, shove it in here all the way probably into this U. That way I'm only filling up, let's see, essentially I'll only be filling up from here to here with argon, and then that'll allow me to do this joint. Let me show you this a little better. So essentially I'll be filling basically from somewhere around in here to here with argon, and then I'll figure out how to get that piece of foil out of there later. That's not really that big of an issue. And that same piece of foil I can just shove a little bit further up into here, and then that'll allow me to do this joint right here. Okay, so it doesn't fit like perfect around. We may have like a leak or something somewhere, but that's fine. I don't need it to completely stop right here. I'm still gonna plug this end, but I feel like this will allow a little bit more of the argon to stay basically in front of this joint. That way, because to purge this whole thing, and it's kind of long, it's gonna take a lot of argon. And if anybody knows, I don't really know. I just run my argon, my purge, the same as what I'm welding with, and I just kind of let it run for a few minutes before I start welding it. Like I said, depending on the piece, but I've never even done something this long. So like something this long, I don't know how long it would take to fully purge that, because basically what you want is the whole inside of your tube or pipe to be 100% full of argon, no contamination. But yeah, let me find something to stick her way in there, and then we'll get it done. Clean everything. I got acetone up in here. are both going to our wastegates. I think we already talked about all this actually. But basically this one's gonna go right in that area. So what I'm gonna do is mark it, tack it, and then do the same with this one. Mark it and tack it. Then we can place the wastegates on them and decide the height of each one. And then after we do that, I will show you guys how I cut these holes out. You wanna hold this one, Sabino?
Wait. Let me put the camera down so I can put the wastegates so I see no tocan, güey.
Okay. Well, because I figure it's heavy. I don't really have a good position on it. Alright guys, so I got this one tacked. Now we can kind of fit these up so we're better see kind of what's going on. Hopefully it goes all the way through. Watch out.
Put this one.
I like that height. Good, no?
Fuck yeah, dude.
I like how they look. They're both leaning back just a little bit.
Yeah.
They look nice.
And then there's room for these. Which way is this pointing? This one will be like that a bit.
Yeah.
We could even go like that.
Alright guys, so I welded our wastegate flange to our... is this a dump? I don't know what the fuck this is.
I don't know.
Anyways, this is our...
pedestal.
Yeah. A what?
Pedestal, Eric.
Who calls it that?
Eric does.
Alright, so this is our wastegate pedestal. That's where it's going to be welded, and now I'm going to show you guys how I cut this hole. So first, obviously we need a mark. And there's our little egg-shaped deal. What I'm going to do is measure an 1/8 inch in from this line and mark in a few different places. And I'm just going to go around the whole egg here and do that. Go in 1/8 of an inch. Alright, so now I have a bunch of little marks 1/8 of an inch in from the outside of this guy. So I'm just going to connect the dots basically as best I can. Now the way I'm going to cut this is with a grinding wheel. I will just start making a bunch of lines like this. I don't know if this is the right way to open a wastegate hole. This is the best way I've found. So I'll just cut a bunch of lines and then I'll end up with a bunch of tiny triangles and I'll cut along this edge right here. Do not put your grinder over here or do not cut to this line or else it will be f***ed. If you cut to that line, you're gonna have a giant gap right there and it's gonna suck to weld. I've done it before. So just cut to this line and just make a bunch of little triangles and just basically cut around. I'll film this all so you guys can see me. And then just cut around until you get this out and then I'll show you guys how I clean that out here in a little bit. If you have like one of those little air Cut-off wheel things, those work really well too, except the wheels go by quick. But just be careful when your wheel is basically new, it's a lot bigger, so you can't go that deep. I mean, if you pass this line a little bit, it's fine, it's not that big of a deal, but just don't go all the way to the outside. Whenever you're grinding it, make sure you watch both sides of your wheel, you know, because sometimes you'll be getting close here and you go deeper, but you don't even realize that you're going deeper on the other one. So this is basically what it's going to begin to look like, and then I just start making more and more slits, basically until I can break all of these out. So once I have it kind of like right there, I'll just grab a pair of pliers and start basically just shimmying some of these pieces out. So let me do that real quick. Now you won't be able to break all of it out, but the next step is where we'll clean this all up. And you see how like right there, I kind of just went over a little bit. Little stuff like that is fine, but try and stay inside your inside line. Now let me pull out my special tool. Alright guys, so these are called donkey dicks. Just Google donkey dick, these will come up, promise you. I'm just kidding, no, but this takes off, this is the best way I found to basically clean the inside of this, and if you do want one, you gotta Google something. Well, my local welding store, Matheson, sells them, but online I think it's called like a cone grinding stone or something. See, I haven't even been going at it that long, and these things actually remove a lot of metal, which is cool. And I'll probably go right to that line or just a little bit past it. There basically is. Where's this guy? I might have to go a little more. If we put that there. And we look down at, you see in there how there's a little bit of overhang. I mean, I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I can still go further and have a nice basically surface area to weld this thing still on the outside. That's pretty close right there. I don't think we need to grind more than that. Looks good.
You see pretty good in there too.
All right, guys. So on this turbo kit, we are running what is called a double slip joint. We're running this over basically a flex. I just hear about flexes blowing up all the time. You know, whether you buy the good ones or the bad ones. And these, from what I've read online and from what I've been recommended, our boy Felipe actually introduced us to these things. And I put them on the other turbo kit I built before this one. So I've never used one because that car doesn't run, so I don't know like how they actually hold up, but I mean it seems pretty foolproof. Basically it is just this piece, then you slide your regular 2.5 inch in here like that, and then this piece goes over this and you weld it on this side, so you can slide this section out of your, basically that's where your turbo kit comes apart, and then this is where you have your slight movement, and it really should not leak whatsoever. So I don't know, we'll find out. They're supposed to be really good, and they definitely seem like they'd hold up a lot better than a flex joint. So we already have basically half of this thing made because of the way we're running stuff here. This is basically our slip joint. So we just put this one over this one and weld it on that side. So this one goes over this one. Stick that in there like that. And then this one comes over it like that. And it gets welded around here. And there's no weld here. I think with the expansion and everything of the metal is basically how it doesn't ever leak. So we'll have one here, and then on the other side, basically on the pipe that goes this way, we'll have another one just about in the same area. All right, guys, so last night we welded the wastegates on, and it looks pretty slick right there. This kit's gonna look nice once we got the whole cold side and everything on it. But yeah, there's the hot side. It's basically what it's gonna look like. I just gotta weld here, and then weld our our double slip. So that's this guy. I just cleaned it up. I'll probably do this one, and then I had to order another one, so this one I'll do whenever it comes in. But right now I'm gonna do that one and these two, and then we'll be done. All right, guys, so there's the double slip welded like that. Now I just gotta weld these two. I'll probably tack this one so I can weld that one freely, and then that one I'll weld in when they're both in already. But I'll tack this one and get her welded. Alright, so we got that one done, and we got one more weld on this hot side other than the slip joint that's gonna go right in here, but it's not here with me, so for tonight is our last stainless weld. So after we welded everything, these two guys ended up so close to each other, but they're not actually touching. I don't know if you guys can see that, but they are not touching. So damn close though. So yeah. Anyways, there's our hot side for the Camaro. So here is our long ass list of things that are left to do to the Camaro to finish it. This obviously is not everything, but we can take off hot side because we're done. So the next few things that we're gonna move on to, I need to weld out the cold side, but I think we can already take the motor out. I don't need to have the motor in there because I already have it all tacked up. So I need to finish welding the cold side, and basically while I do that, we'll probably pull that motor that's in there out of it. Then I will finish the motor plates, weld them completely in. While we're doing that, we'll do brake lines and paint the bay, which is right here. So those are the next few things, and then after all that gets done, we will put the motor that's going in it as well as the transmission that's going in it in the car, and then we'll move on to probably wiring and fuel and stuff, but we're making some progress. So that's gonna do it for the hot side build, you guys. Don't forget to follow us on all of our social media outlets. Thank you all for watching. Se la lavan.